Hey, welcome back. It's a terrific Tuesday edition of Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. I'm John TABACCO. We're coming to you live as we do every day, noon to 2 Eastern, from the Newsmax headquarters in Midtown Manhattan in the Question Tequila Studios. And before getting on to one of our favorite guests, Erin joins us in studio. Take a quick look downtown at the New York Stock Exchange. And today downtown, the Dow is just meandering right down about 40 points right now at 27,000 and change, still above its support level of 27,000. And Bitcoin, the same at 10,300, still above its support level. So you're good. Not as good as us, because Frankie and I are joined now by Erin Sykes. And you may know Erin from QVC, and she's on Yahoo and Fox. She's everywhere. We're her last choice, but she does join us often.
I only got the birthday cake here.
That's right. Thank you.
Winner.
We know what to do. So, Erin, you look wonderful, and you've been on a whirlwind world tour.
Yes.
You've been everywhere, Greece, Italy, and every place else. But I want to tell you that I guess about 2 weeks ago, I was walking down Wall Street, right, and I saw this woman go flying past me in a skirt that looked very much like that skirt. And it was eye-catching, and I was like, oh, look at that woman. And then I looked, you were away, and I said, oh, damn, that's Erin.
I'm always running.
It, but, you didn't see me, but you went flying past me. I saw you downtown, and I appreciate you bringing the skirt into the studio, too. Not even Woman Wednesday.
And confirming your, that your suspicion
it was
that
her.
it might have been
when
me.
I saw you walk in, I said, okay, that was Erin. So, Erin, you're a well-known woman. You're a woman of the world, and you know many things about many things. But this Kavanaugh thing is popping up on the radar again. Right. And I felt like Donald Trump did something most presidents wouldn't do when Kavanaugh came under attack. Instead of just pulling him back and putting someone else up, Trump stood by him. He doubled down and said, no, that's my guy. And now they're coming after him, the Democrats. They want to impeach him, and they want to impeach. Take a look at what Donald Trump said, and then I want to talk about it. We don't have it, but we thought we had it.
You can imagine he was quite angry with the New York Times reporting on this story. So apparently, from what we know, Erin, this purported victim in this Kavanaugh episode doesn't even remember it. So how are we having this discussion right now? So I used to be critical because it seemed like you could go back in time forever and say anything about anything about everybody. Now you don't even have to say anything about anybody, and people can still criticize you. Give me your reaction as a woman and as a media strategist.
Well, this became a talking point not just when Kavanaugh was actually going through the trial, but also on the Democratic debate stage. So we have people accusing somebody of doing something that even the person that we thought it might have happened to, she doesn't remember it happening. So we can make up these fairy tales, and I think it's not good for women, and it's not good for men. It's not good for anyone to have finger pointing and this childish behavior. So I think that we need to come back down to reality, and actually, if something truly bad happens to you, whether it be in the sexual harassment space or in the workplace or whatever, then let's really take our time and our energy to take care of those true victims and not just create this political finger pointing.
Erin, I'm not trying to get too personal, but you're a woman in a man's world up until now, the business world, and you're quite successful. But I'm sure over the years, there's been a man or two who's done something here and there that you may have taken the wrong way, maybe the right way, but it was offensive, or you realize that this isn't it. If a guy were to expose some part of himself to you, and according to the allegation, wave something at you, wouldn't you remember that? Yeah. I mean, you probably remember the smallest thing, like maybe somebody, touching you in the wrong place when they said hello, and you get the wrong feeling about it. Wouldn't you remember this?
100% you would remember it. And, they were in college, I believe, and, if it even happened. But how this woman, I actually feel bad for Kavanaugh's wife, be his children and see this woman who is now at the epicenter of this crazy, lie and smear campaign. And I'm sure she doesn't want this attention either.
And you know what? You have to wonder, let's say this did happen, and again, there's no evidence to suggest that it did, and that's the shame of this whole thing. Now, you're in a position where it's impossible to prove your own innocence. But let's say this did happen. Is this now fair game in Supreme Court confirmation hearings that anything anybody has ever done in college, no matter how many decades ago it was, has no impact at all on how you're going to rule on cases? Is this now fair game?
Well, I think that's a bigger question because, if you were to go back, I think in any single human being's closet, we've all done something, maybe we drank a little bit too early, or we did a little something.
Let's not start going into closets here, please. I got a stack of skeletons in there like you can't believe.
Absolutely, and I think that we have to now really figure out which skeletons are truly harmful to other human beings and which skeletons might have been growing pains.
To some extent, you're seeing this with Saturday Night Live with this new cast member that they've chosen not to hire because of some past, insensitive remarks and jokes that he's made. Is that where we are? That even if you're a comedian, you can't make jokes that are not politically correct?
I don't know. I think it's absolutely crazy. I think that, we should not be nasty to each other. But when you put all of these boundaries up, I don't think it's healthy either. You have to leave space for human beings to make their own good judgment. And, if they choose not to, then they suffer the consequences. But we can't just create all of this fluff for political means.
Yeah, and it's crazy when it starts carrying into, to me, comedy and humor, because that was like the one safe space. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, one of my comic legends is Don Rickles. They call him the Minister of Malice, right? And when he did a roast or something, he could say anything. He could say stuff about race. He could say stuff about Polish, Italian, Jewish, right? Even comedy has to be politically correct now. It's a little crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I think it's going to backfire.
So, Erin, we got to take advantage of your economic expertise. What are we seeing in terms of this economy right now, and what are we seeing in terms of trends for retail sales numbers?
Well, we've had a lot of negative Nellies out there for retail numbers for the last 6 to 12 months, and we keep proving time after time that the consumer is still so strong. Now, a report just came out that we're actually anticipating 5% increase over the holidays in the retail sales numbers. So I think that it's going to be, a spectacular season. Some people are saying it's even too good of a season. So consumer strong. We've got some, crazy stuff going over with oil, and we've got a lot of trade debate still going on. But my gut feeling is that the solution to the trade war the deal's already been struck with China.
Really?
So, Erin, I like that. I think we're probably there. We're just saving it up a little bit.
I think so.
But there's always, every year there's the one big phenomena, Tickle Me Elmo, like the one toy or something that comes out that everyone can't get. Apparently this year it's Popeye's chicken sandwiches, which no one can get their hands on. But what is this baby shark phenomena? Do you know about this new Baby Shark song?
Oh.
Baby Shark.
Oh, that's the song. Yeah. It's very catchy.
Baby Shark. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know the song. And now, so what's going on?
That's what I'm saying. There's got to be a baby shark coming out, like the Tickle Me Elmo or the Cabbage Patch.
I can say, and this is not holiday, this is coming up on Halloween, but I'm dressing my dog up for Halloween, and the first costume that came up on Amazon was a shark.
The baby shark.
Very interesting.
You see, I got my finger on the trends, and Erin's even ahead of me on that because she's already dressing her dog as a baby shark. But Erin, thank you so much for joining us again. You're always welcome here, and your insights are well enjoyed by me and our audience. You stay right there. Frankie and I will be back right after this. Unfortunately, Erin won't be with us, but she'll be back soon. You stay right there, back after this.